the name the angel had given him before he was conceived, and they took Jesus to the temple. So Jesus, before they went to Egypt, before this episode, then he would have gone to the temple. So Jesus was more than 8 days old. But what about Herod? Why would Herod do that? You know, I couldn't sleep after I read this. I, in fact, stayed most of the night awake thinking, why? Why would Herod want to kill the Christ? And you know what? When there is unforgiveness, when people remember for yonks about something that happened in the past, you're going to find that Herod felt, it doesn't say, but when we read it, it just makes sense. His son, Antipas, he beheaded John the Baptist. He got Jesus and sent him to Pilate to be crucified. This is a vendetta. Killing the Messiah, killing the son of Jacob, it is a vendetta for what Jacob supposedly had done to Esau, stealing his blessing. And he felt that the blessing was his. That's why he fixed the temple. That's why, and I'm assuming that it doesn't say, but when you read Josephus, when you read all the other historians, when you read the scriptures, when you read the prophecies, there is no other outcome but that. Unforgiveness. But Herod perhaps forgot that Esau sold his birthright, but that doesn't count. You see, we only pick and choose what we want to see. Unforgiveness. And he felt that he was the rightful person. He was going to be the shepherd of Jacob. Many years earlier, the prophet Obadiah. Now, Obadiah is like a Rubik cube. Has got a lot of sides and different colors, fulfilled within one cube. It was fulfilled about Petra, about Edom. It was fulfilled, it was talking about Lucifer, when we put it together with Ezekiel 28. But also it was fulfilled in Herod the Great and in Herod Antipas. And this is what Obadiah had to say. The pride of your heart has deceived you. Herod, the pride of your heart has deceived you. You who live in the clefts of the rocks. By the way, Herod built Masada, the city that was never going to be destroyed, right up. It was like a hill with these cliffs all around, 360 degrees. It was hard to go up, and no army could conquer it. The Romans, it took them 3 years to build a ramp and finally conquer Masada. He thought that no one was going to get him down from there. But the prophet said, though you soar like the eagle and make your nest among the stars, from there I will bring you down, declares the Lord. Why? Because of their violence against your brother Jacob. You will be covered with shame and you will be destroyed forever. The violence towards the children of Rachel, towards Jacob, the violence towards Jesus, a son of Jacob, the violence towards John the Baptist, a son of Jacob, the crucifixion of Jesus, a son of Jacob, towards the violence against your brother. In fact, by the way, that's Masada. That's what he built, Herod the Great. The Israelites were told, give the people these orders. You are about to pass through the territory of your relatives. The Hebrew says, your brothers. The descendants of Esau who live in Seir. They'll be afraid of you. Be careful, be gentle with them. Do not provoke them to war, for I will not give you any of their land. God is respecting what is Esau. Esau's, I don't want to give you any of that. I will never give you that. That's their land. You go, I'm going to give you the other land, your brothers. And verse 6, you are to pay them in silver for food you eat and the water that you drink. The game, the chessboard, the pieces moving. I want to finish. In 1831, Friedrich Reich. No, I'm saying it wrong. That's fine. Eddie, you can correct me. Friedrich Reich.
Okay, leave it.
Painted a portrait. And he named it Checkmate. And it was a story of a young man called Dorian. And Dorian played a game of chess with the devil. And the loser would lose it all. And the devil made a move that outwitted Dorian. And Dorian found himself in checkmate. True story. You can find it. You can go to the painting is in one of the French museums today. And the face of Dorian said it all. Despair. You can see the angels standing there watching in awe. How could someone gamble their life with the devil? Many years later, Paul, I believe pronounced it Moffat, was walking through the halls of this museum, this gallery, and he was fascinated by the painting, and he started looking at the painting, and he looked from the right, and he looked from the left, and he looked from underneath, and he looked from every angle. And after a while he said, it's a lie, it's a lie. People, it's a lie. It's not checkmate. The king and the castle have one more move, and they can win. I am in the middle of a chess game. And sometimes we feel that we are in checkmate. Through health, finances, family, problems, politics, work, whatever that may be, we feel that we are in checkmate. We feel that we are done, that we are right at the edge. But don't believe it. It's a lie. The king has got one more move. One final move. That's why it says that we will not be allowed to tempt it more than what we can carry. That's why it says in the Psalm, the angel of the Lord encamps around those that fear him and defends them. The king has the final move. And the chessboard, the pieces on the chessboard are moving. Have a look at this. Now there was a man in Jerusalem called Simeon, who was righteous and devout. He was waiting for the consolation of Israel, and the Holy Spirit was on him. First move. It had been revealed to him by this Holy Spirit, second move, that he would not die See, there are more moves here on this chessboard, yeah? He's not going to die. Doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't matter how sick you are not going to die because the Holy Spirit told so and said so before he had seen the Lord's Messiah. And moved by the Spirit, I don't know how, old people can move slowly. Sometimes they got problems with their knees and their hip, and I'm not sure how he got to the temple, but he was moved by the Holy Spirit because the Spirit is moving, because the chessboard is moving. He went into the temple courts, and when the parents brought in the child Jesus to do for him what was a custom that the Lord required, Simeon took him in his arms and praised God, saying, Sovereign Lord, as you have promised, you may now dismiss your servant in peace. The chessboard pieces moved in 2025. They'll continue to move in 2026. Yeah, one for one. A black piece moves, white piece counteracts. And the final move will be by Jesus Christ when he returns and changes all things forever. That is all the Christmases at once. May the Lord bless us, and may you have a wonderful, blessed Christmas.